Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl Mo. Welcome back to my channel. Okay, so today's video is going to be all about the brand new Pat McGrath foundations that just launched yesterday. These bad boys are so highly anticipated, or they have been highly anticipated. I'm actually shocked that when I went to the store yesterday, like I got up early to be at the store pretty much at 10 a.m. when they opened at Sephora, and I was shocked there wasn't like a line. I'm not even kidding you. I literally thought that people would be like, oh my god, like get out the way, but it was so empty in there at that hour, so I had the whole display to myself. And if you guys follow me on Instagram, you saw that I was swatching shades and letting you know that I was picking up the foundation for today's review, so make sure you follow me on Instagram. Anyway, I picked up two different shades because neither one of them matched me perfectly by itself, and I might have to mix, but I'm going to get into all that in a second. And then yeah, this is going to be very similar to my last video, which was a foundation review, where I'm just going to put on the foundation, cut to the end where my makeup's already finished, fully done, so that you guys can just see the finished look. And then it's not going to be like a makeup tutorial or a full-on review. This is more of like initial impressions, or what is it called? A first impressions, because I just want to try it out for the first time with you guys, and then I can keep wearing it over time and then like come back to you and let you know like what my official thoughts are. But that's even more reason to follow me on Instagram, because I can always just pop in there on stories and let you guys know what my updated thoughts are, you know what I'm saying? So I'm talking fast. Oh my god, what time is it? It's only 10:30. Girl, calm down. Ew. Anyway, oh, somebody in my last video commented like, drop the camera down a few inches, we want to see your outfit. So that is why you guys see kind of me zoomed out this time. I am literally wearing the same thing that I always wear. Like, I am so basic. Like my preference on like how I like to dress is super casual. So I'm wearing a little Fashion Nova tank top t-shirt situation. It's like a crop top, and then because I'm sitting down you guys can't see, but then I'm just wearing some little shorts from Victoria's Secret pink. But I will link it for you guys if you want to, because you guys are always like curious. I'm like, what are you wearing? What are you wearing? Which I understand, but I feel like I never zoom out because I'm always talking about makeup. So I want you guys to like see what I'm doing, but I kind of get it. So I will link everything that I can for you guys down below, and then I'll zoom back in when we get to this makeup application. Okay. What else I have to say? Subscribe to my channel. Make sure you give me a thumbs up if you like this video, and let's get into this initial, what is it called? First impressions of Pat McGrath foundation. Okay, so I'm on the Pat McGrath website, which is beautifully done, by the way. Like, literally such a professional, like, very nice website, as I would expect. She is a luxury brand, okay? She's been doing this for years. So quick little backdrop about the foundation. So this says, Mother's instantly iconic foundation builds weightlessly from a sheer veil to a flawless medium coverage in 36 universal color choices and 5 shade levels, custom curated for all skin types, tones, and undertones. The second step in Mother's Sublime Perfection system delivers a customizable, what is it? Customizable couture finish that brings the runway to real life in a few powerful drops. Silky and luxurious, it feels creamy to the touch and delivers controlled, easily buildable coverage. It's self-setting, post-perfecting, and long-wearing. Its sublime satin finish will last you all day. Oh my god. Honestly, sometimes I get so fancy with trying to just say like the most simple thing. Like, okay, what I gathered is 36 different shades. It is weightless. It says it goes from a sheer coverage to a medium coverage, but it is buildable. It's silky, creamy to the touch. It's self-setting, blah, 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 lasts all day. That's pretty much what they could have said in bullet points, but they just make it super fancy. So that's what, that is in a recap of what this is all about. And like I said, it comes in 36 different shades. So I'll show you guys the little chart. Like, this is the gradient, and my shades, the ones that I picked up, are like right around here. So you can see that there's some that are much deeper, and there's obviously some that are a lot lighter. So that's cool. And then I'm going to tell you guys about the 2 shades that I got. So, and I'll tell you the undertones, of course. By the way, can we just start off with the packaging? I mean, like, yes, girl. So beautiful. I mean, honestly, like, I feel like the price is justified solely based on the packaging. Everything that I have of Pat McGrath, like, I always want to keep her packaging because it's just so cute. These are just a couple of things that are like right on my vanity, but like, how cute is her packaging? So even though this is a did I say that already? $68 for this foundation, which is definitely expensive, but it makes sense because she's a luxury brand and her packaging is literally second to none. Like, it's very, very like unique and not like traditional like everybody else's, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, so I got the shades 32 and 33. So it says, let me calm down. Okay, so anyway, this is what it looks like. Boom, open up like that, right. And then this is what the actual bottle looks like, which is super cute. This reminds me of like my grandma, and this is like not in a bad way at all, but it reminds me of like, it's super elegant, like my grandma's perfume that she would have on her vanity, like Chanel or like some Estee Lauder type stuff, you know what I mean? So it's super cute and like upscale, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so another quick thing to note that I just noticed on the bottom of the sticker is this is actually 1.18 fluid ounces instead of just like the traditional 1 fluid ounce. So you get a little bit of extra product as well. So this one is number 32, and it does have a pump. And number 32 says it's deep with neutral golden undertones. And I'm going to leave them on my chest the whole time so that we can see how they dry down. I did this yesterday when I was in Sephora walking through the store. Like I left them on my chest for maybe like 20 minutes or so. And they did not appear to oxidize as far as I could tell, but you'll be able to hopefully see that neither one of them really matches. So see, it's you can't see. I know you guys like are always like seeing something different than what I see, but I'm telling you in real life, this one matches best by itself, but this is number 33, and this one has a it's deep with red undertones, and then like I said, 32 says deep with neutral golden undertones. I'm neutral, but I don't think I lean really more one way or the other. I guess if anything, maybe more warm than I do golden. But either way, I figured maybe I would have to mix them at the worst case, but I don't know. It's like, it's so hard to tell. Like they both, the actual like richness of the shade is perfect. It's just the undertone where I'm like, oh, like in certain lighting, if I wore this by itself, you would actually be able to see that it's like really yellow, not yellow, golden. And if I wore this by itself in certain lighting, you probably would be able to see that it's really warm. And that's the thing that I try to avoid, is like, I don't want it to look weird when I'm in the sun but look good indoors. And then, you know what I'm saying, like that's always like the thing you're trying to avoid. Like I want it to match as best as possible, but whatever. So in the store, the consultants were talking about the best way to apply this foundation is with your fingers. It also says it on the website, but that's if you want like a sheer coverage, which you guys know or should know I don't like. I like full coverage. So I'm hoping that even though this is like a more medium coverage foundation, that I actually will be able to build it up to what I like. So I'm definitely going to use a brush as I always do. I feel like I suck at this video already. Okay, so I'm zooming you guys in. I'm going to go in with shade 33. All right, so doing what I always do, starting here in the center of my face and then just blending outward. And it's very runny, so it's already like moving all over the place on the back of my hand. It definitely has a scent, which always makes me a little bit worried because I have sensitive skin. So just be mindful of that. It does have a scent to it, but it's not, it actually is very perfumey, but it's not like, it's not a turn off from me. Like I'm not that sensitive in terms of like scents, but it does smell very perfume like. So there's that. Okay, so far the way that it's looking is I can definitely see that radiance that she was talking about. What did it say on here? It has a satin finish, and I can definitely see that it's not drying down matte. So my skin still looks radiant and healthy, which I do like, but because I'm oily, I have to be mindful of that and make sure that I control the shine in the T-zone so that at a minimum, at least, you know, that part of my face stays matte, and then the cheeks and stuff like that, they can glow a little bit if they need to. I'm going in with one more pump because hopefully you guys can see it did a really good job. It did a good job at covering up the discoloration that I have in like all of my spots. But I still just want to build it up a little bit in certain areas. That's just my personal preference. But I honestly think if you don't have any trouble, even if you do, if your skin is anything like mine in terms of just having like hyperpigmentation and different unevenness, you could get away with just 2 pumps of this for sure. But because of my personal preference, I'm just going to build it up in a few areas, like on the cheeks. But I think it looks really cute. And the shade match is looking really, really good. And as it is drying down, actually 33 is literally disappearing into my skin. See, it looks so different in the store. Like, you know, the Sephora lighting is terrible, but in the store it looks so different. So I was concerned that it wouldn't look good, but maybe 33 will work for me by itself. I'll keep y'all posted. Follow me on Insta. Okay, so this is what the skin looks like after I apply 3 full layers or 3 full pumps of foundation. And I layered it up in the areas that I needed to with that 3rd pump, and I literally feel like my skin looks so flawless, so even. And if I just, again, like I said this in my last video, if I just threw in some brow products, I feel like I can just go out the house like this and literally look like I just have like really nice, healthy, even, like radiant skin, which is always like the goal for foundation. I love a good like super full coverage, super matte foundation to keep my oil at bay, but that looks very like done up and Instagram like at times, whereas foundations like this, they remind me of like how much I appreciate a foundation that looks more like my skin, you know what I mean? So I don't have to always like put on a full concealer and put on a full like wing shadow, like wing liner and all that stuff, you know what I mean? So far I'm actually really liking it. So like I said earlier, I'm just gonna cut to the next scene where I'm gonna have my makeup completely done, and I'll round up my final thoughts on like my initial first impressions on this foundation. So I'll be right back. Ta-da! Okay, so we're back, and this is the final look. I am loving the way that my skin looks. I'm kind of impressed with it only because with some other foundations, as soon as I put on the rest of my products, it starts to look a little dull, especially if I use like a very matte foundation and then you put on powder and stuff on top of that. My skin would look more dull and not as lively and like fresh and awakened as it does right now. But I feel like my skin looks so even and like bomb and gorgeous and radiant, if I do say so myself. I mean, for real, like I feel like I can't wait to get out right now and like just get into the world so people can see this. It's so pretty. And I keep noticing that my chest swatches, like this 33 shade that I'm wearing all over, literally melted into my skin. So that's impressive, but I am going to check this out in natural light once I get outside. It's super nice outside today. So I am going to I'll check in with you guys on Instagram. So make sure you follow me so that I can see what it's looking like in natural light, and just make sure it doesn't pull too red, because that's always an issue when foundations are formulated with warm undertone. They always look red, like in certain lightings, they look more red than others. You know what I'm saying? But, as far as all the angles that I'm getting up in this piece, I'm feeling like it looks really good, so I'm really excited about that. So pretty much to round up my initial thoughts on this foundation, so far I am giving it 2 thumbs up. Now obviously I have to wear it all day to make sure it doesn't break down, and I also want to make sure that I don't break out, because it does have a pretty strong fragrance in it. So as long as those 2 things check out good and I don't break out and it doesn't start to break down during the day, since I am oily, I'm gonna check back in with you guys and let you know that I definitely recommend it. But for right now, I'm thinking that it actually looks like it's a go. The shade range is really nice for 36 shades, and for me to have found what seems to be like a perfect match, that always makes me really excited. So I know a lot of you guys out there that watch me say that like we're foundation twins, like we have the same skin tone. So anytime that I tell you guys I find something that works for me, you guys get excited because you know that it's gonna work for you as well. So yeah, I feel like that's pretty much all that I have to say about this. I hope that this was a helpful video. I'm not exactly sure, but I'll check in with you guys again, like I said, on Instagram. So make sure you check me out on Insta, and then if there's any updates on the foundation, I will make sure that I like pin a comment in the comments section of this video, like I did with my last video. Like sometimes in this lighting and in this situation, things look one way, and then later I'll be like, oh, I noticed that this was different, blah blah blah. Instead of refilming another video, I would just update like the description box and or the comments. So just make sure you check out there. And yeah. Oh, boom. No, girl, I have one more thing to say. I'm tripping. Another thing that I forgot to mention is that this launch also came out with a setting powder and a primer, which I didn't get my hands on because they didn't have them available in the store. For whatever reason, Sephora is only carrying those 2 products online for right now. So in the physical store, you can get your hands on the foundation, but you can't get the other 2. So whatever. So I couldn't get my hands on the primer, and I'm not really like a huge fan of primer. Like I'll wear it if I have it, but like I'm not like, oh my god, I need a primer. So I'm not really sure if I'll end up buying that one or not, but I am really curious about the setting powder. Generally, I'm not the biggest fan of loose powders, but I feel like I want to see how her powder is formulated to work with the foundation, and if it does anything better for my skin. I mean, I use the NYX No Filter powder that I use most of the time anyway, and I feel like it still looks really good, but I am really curious about like her powder because it's made to work with, you know, her product. So I'll check in with you guys on that later whenever I get my hands on it in another video. But yeah, everything else that I'm wearing on my face will be listed down below per usual. And yeah, I think that that's pretty much it, you guys. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give me a thumbs up, subscribe so that you don't miss my future videos, and comment and let me know what your thoughts were down below. You know what I mean? Let's communicate, let's converse a little bit. All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you soon in my next video.